A YouTube live, the first one on YouTube, and I'm going to talk about what it is that we all humans are truly seeking. We have seekers for truth, seekers for happiness, seekers for love, but what does it all come down to? That's what I'm going to reveal, and why emotions are so important to reach that goal. My name is Vera Helleman and I'm from the Netherlands. I'm an expert on energy, what it reveals itself through emotions, the analytic logic behind emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. And I hope you all could find this episode through my calendar on my website or through my YouTube studio channel. I mean, you can subscribe, and every month on the 1st of the month I will do a YouTube live at 5 p.m. Amsterdam time. So behind you can see how late that will be in your time zone. My screen is showing all these orange signals, but I will ignore them. So what we are going to talk about is what we truly seek. And I've mentioned earlier that we seek, of course, truth, happiness, love. But why is it that we seek those things? Some of us may seek their purpose, or making a family, or buying a house, or experiences. We all long for something. But the question is, why do we search that? And it are all different things. So for each person they want different things, because underneath the thing you think you want there is something we all have in common. We seek something, and that is that we all have in common. Because for example, and you may put this on your own story, what is it that you seek? What is it that you long for? It might be a house, it might be love, it might be an experience, whatever. But my question to you is, what will that bring you? Imagine that you got what you longed for. What will that bring you? So I gave you a few seconds to ponder about it, and I'm curious if something came up. And I think probably something came up as, well, that gives me a good feeling, or then I will be happy, or that feels like peace inside, or then I would really be happy. So what you see when I answer this question is that I am going to circle around it, and I came up with the answer a second time. We all seek some kind of happiness, fulfillment, feeling good. And that's the word. We all want to feel good. In the end, it is all about emotions. What we truly seek is the experience of a positive emotion, a positive experience. And in our imagination, happiness or love or fulfillment is a very, very, very positive emotion. So, bottom line, we all long for emotions. Oh, Vera, you might say, no, I don't want emotions. I want to get rid of emotions. I understand. But the funny thing is, you want to get rid of the emotions, but you also do want the positive emotions. What is it you want? Do you want the emotions, Or don't you want the emotions? Of course, I'm nagging you because of course we want the positive emotions, and if we all would be honest, we want the positive ones and not the negative ones. But if we rule out the negative ones, we will never find the positive ones. It is as simple as that. Because our emotional system is arranged between positive and negative. And actually it is a mechanism that gives us feedback, that keeps us in balance, that provides us with energy, that drives us forward, and it does it like this. So, emotions are energy in motions, and all emotions together is our energy field. So it provides us with energy, it provides us with life force. Emotions are actually life forces. So when they are balancing between what we experience as positive and negative, they keep us in balance. And yes, the positives are driving us out of passion. The negative one drives us because of necessity. So of course they keep us in balance, but they also drive us forward, away from the pain towards the pleasure. And of course pain and pleasure are also about emotions. So the thing is, the reason, why I'm telling you this is that because there are so much misconceptions about emotions. We all find them difficult. No one has learned how to cope with them. When we were lucky, we had happy parents. When I see children that had happy parents, they have a very healthy coping mechanism with their emotions. But actually that's very rare. We all suffer. Somewhere in our development we all got stuck, and actually that was meant to be. Because of course also when we didn't face negative, we couldn't experience the positive. This is why this whole reality is based on polarity. So when we, for example, watch a thriller movie, there's something in the thrill that gives us an interesting, exciting feeling. But when the movie is over, and when we go back to peace and laughter when we watched it together, the laughter and the peace wouldn't be that nice and fulfilling when we weren't in the zone of thrill and excitement and fear. So this is something that deep down of us everyone knows. It's the thrill of life, what we like. No one wants a flat line. No one wants a boring life. But we are so scared of our negative emotions. So let's start with something very important. And I've here left aside of me, I have the chat. So if there's something that you want to ask me or throw a subject, you can put it down in the chat. When I forgot to mention, when you want to learn more about me and my method and the Emotion Codex, you can visit the website emotioncodex.com. But let's dive into how we can deal with negative emotions. The positive one I don't worry about. I'm sure you know how to deal with them. But the negative ones, those are the heavy ones to deal with. So, whether we talk about finding truth, whether we talk about finding enlightenment or happiness, in the end, we all have to learn to jump into some kind of state in which we are willing to face and experience. It's not about facing, it's about experiencing a negative emotion. I know a lot of people experience negative emotions, and they all deal with it night and day for days, weeks, months even. But still they try to suppress it. So a lot of people are used to negative feelings but still are trying to suppress them, because we all think that when we open the box of Pandora, when we really let those emotions get a hold of us, we somehow disappear or got overwhelmed and therefore disappear. It feels so scary to really let the emotions flow through our system. And yet that's the only way that we can truly find happiness and peace, because people are very good at suppressing emotions, and what they are doing is that they extend the period the emotions wants to grab your attention, because emotions are feedback mechanisms, so they want to tell you something. So when you ignore them by suppressing them, they have to do harder their best to get your attention. Of course, all emotions want to tell you something. That is not what this episode is about. This episode is about that in fact we seek a positive emotion, and we need to be able and be willing to be present with the negative ones, because after we face the negative ones, the whole layer of suppressing negative energy will disappear, and that positive emotions will throw also into your body, because they don't give room for the positive ones, because it is a suppressed layer. It is actually a dark suppressed layer of negative emotions. So before we are going to do this, please don't do this with severe fear. That is something that I need to do in person with you, or when you're ready for it. Because when you allow severe fear to flow into your energy system, you will become lost, and we need your presence. So it's all about being able to stay present with the negative emotion. When you let it overrule you or overwhelm you, you cannot stay present. So choose an emotion, something that is on the surface, very small negative emotion, and try to stay present with it. And that is, open the gate of your energy system, stop suppressing it, stop resisting it, stop parking it, stop ignoring it. Just let it be. Just let it be while you are watching. Because while you are watching is how you know you are present. So we turn our gaze inward, we go into feeling mode, and we let the negative emotion come, flow into our system, and we stay present. Just breathe in and out. Let it come to you, whatever reveals itself in the now. And let every emotion, except the severe fear, flow through you, just watching it. When it's intense, one deep breathe in and breathe out will help you deal with the intensity. So you gather all this intensity and you breathe it out. This is how your energy field stays balanced. So I'm curious, what do you experience? Because it's already 90 seconds after we began allowing it, and an emotion will never stay longer than 90 seconds. If you stay present with it. The thing is, when it's still there, it might be that you weren't allowing the emotions, but were allowing the thoughts. Got you. So, emotions and thoughts are two different things. Yes, they're always linked together. Also, the body is always linked, but they are three different things. We have the body, we have the mind, we have the emotions, and we have our consciousness, our presence that stays with those three. Emotions aren't of the body. Emotions aren't of the mind. Emotions give feedback on the mind and are expressed in the body when you don't listen to them on the energetical layer. Emotions are energetical. So this is where it all comes to. When you are brave enough to stay present with whatever comes into your life, the negative emotions will go and the more deep, intense, positive emotions will be able to come within your reach. This is also, and we are going to talk about this in another episode, this is also very important when you want to be authentic. We all are very scared to lose our face. We all do everything to be liked by our surrounding. We all want to keep a kind of image, but really being able and being willing to be with intensity and the fear of losing your face is the one and only thing that withholds you, that you need to do to be really authentic. And that also comes down to stay present with emotions. So when you see it from whatever perspective you see it, emotions are very important. Not only to be authentic, not only to find what you truly seek, but also to restore a lot of wounds of this society. The why I will come back later unless someone asks me a question. Because this Facebook Live is all about your questions. By the way, this is something that I don't only do once a month on Facebook. This is also something that I do every week at my Emotion Codex community. This is called the Q and Emotion sessions, and it is in a secret community in which you can safely ask all your questions. And you will not only get my guidance, but also a lot of online courses that will walk you through all the different emotion groups, the difficulties, the pitfalls, and also we are going to heal the wounds of every life theme that is correlated to all that emotion groups. So I see a few people attending. Is there anything that I can do for you right now? Is there anything that you are curious about, that you are struggling with, that I can enlighten for you? Or as the title of this podcast says, illuminate you. Well, when there are no questions, I will come to round up this episode. Thanks for watching, also future watches. Next month, same time, same place, the 1st of September. It's 8 o'clock in Toronto, I think 11 o'clock in LA, 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. in London and 5 p.m. in the Netherlands. I will see you then. And we do have one question. Okay, I will look at it. I will see it over here. Hi Vera, do you allow emotions without the thoughts? I realize I was allowing the thoughts, yes, in the exercise, you know, and yes, I am. So this is this is a very important question, and the answer is also important because this is a basic stance towards emotions. And what a lot of people are mistaken about is that, for example, with sadness, when we feel sad, we dive into whatever made me sad. So we are going to give the story behind the emotions. We are giving this intention, and that is diving into the thoughts. But the emotion is giving feedback on the thoughts. So when we dive into the thoughts and they are negative thoughts, the emotion remains because the emotion gave feedback on those thoughts. So of course it gives you a message, but when we purely want to cope with the emotion, we leave the thoughts behind. They will drift by when you don't give them any attention. All our attention goes to the here and now, where this emotion is like a wave, an energetic wave flowing through our energy system. And then the emotion is being seen and heard and embraced, and it will flow into balance again when we leave the thoughts. This is of course not this is a way you can deal with emotions in the present moment. This is how you can listen to them. But when in next time you are again hearing this story in your mind and grab the story, the emotion will feedback again with the same kind of feeling. So then it seems like it stays, but actually it comes again to give you an alarm signal. So it's important that you leave the thoughts and just be present with the emotion. Thanks for your question. Other people are also asking questions. Heather, what can you do when you intend to release emotions but they don't leave the body? Well, actually, our thoughts, our beliefs are often, not always, are often cause for emotions. Emotions will also rise when you are in a surrounding that is somehow poisonous for you. So the emotions are the first to react. When you don't listen to the emotions, the body will react. So when you suppress emotions constantly, the body can also get sick. But when you think you release the emotion, but it doesn't leave the body, there is still a percentage you are remaining believing. So the emotions are very honest. Your body is also very honest, but the body is slower. Just a bit. So when you suppress kind of emotions for a long time, it will cause a time longer than that it will also be released in the body. But when I listen to your question and tune into your energy, I think it's about honesty. Not that you are not honest. I mean, it isn't that severe that it causes your illness. So it is about understanding that your body is honest. Some people have to train feeling the emotions on a very energetic, subtle way. When that's difficult, for some people it's more, it is easier to feel the emotions through the body. And when your body still is holding tight or is cramped or somewhere in the body, it is actually a signal that the emotion is still there. And when the emotion is still there, the belief is still there. So what you could do is dive into the place where the body it feels stuck and ask, just ask what's there, what it wants to tell you, what is whispering there, what need is shouting, what fear is shouting. And then you can reveal the belief on what the emotions and your body is responding. Depending on the kind of emotion, there's something that needs to be done with the belief. Some beliefs want to seen differently. Some beliefs want to taken seriously. Other beliefs want to let go. So that depends on the emotion. Another question of Heather, and if you don't remember the story and have difficulty visualizing, yes. Some emotions, a lot of emotional triggers, not some, a lot of emotional triggers, and react on a belief that has come to our system on a very, very young age. From the conception to maybe 2 years old, that is 3 years in time, we experience a lot of things through our mother, in our family. A young child is very, very open energetically, and when something happens in the first 3 years from conception on, it is not something that we can remember. It's also something that we cannot we also don't hear voices and sentences in our heads. But you can translate the feeling. So if it feels like I can't breathe, and you would translate that feeling, it would scream something like, I'm scared, I'm scared. So then you can ask yourself, what are you scared about? I don't know, I'm just scared of what's happening and I can't control. Because I feel so unequipped. You understand what I mean? So this is how we can do the inquiry to search for whatever beliefs got stuck and emotion reveal them. We can also look at our outside world and the moment that emotion came up. Because the exact moment, and then I'm speaking about really a fraction of a second, the exact moment the emotion came up, it reveals whatever happened in the outside world or whatever your conclusion was about what happened in the outside world or the inside. So it's all about what you concluded, and the emotion gives feedback on what you conclude. Okay? I will look at some other questions. I understand, thank you. Yes, so I need to feel it through my body and get out of my head. Yes, thanks so much for you're welcome. Yes, getting out of your head is difficult. That is something we often say, but no one can do. It is what we are more capable of either ignoring the thoughts or going into the thoughts and dismantle it. Because when we go into, let's say, one thought, we can dive into the core of that thought and ask, for example, if we still think it's true. When it's really nagging us, we do still think it's true, and our emotions are cramping. So that is one thing. Then we have to do the work. For example, the work of Bar and Katie. That is one way. But we can also ignore it, and that is actually not so healthy because it comes back. But a lot of thoughts and belief aren't that rooted in our system. They come up and we give it attention, and it gives us a crappy feeling, and that wasn't necessary if we didn't give it attention. So we can change our attention. So when we are used to give our thoughts a lot of attention because we live in an informational era. So what we could place instead of giving our thoughts attention is giving this direct moment attention, and that is a really fascinating experience. Thoughts are always behind or up front. They always go over the past or the future. A thought is never about the now. So when you keep giving your head all this attention, it keeps you from really living and experiencing the here and now. And in the here and now, we can really have a direct experience with everything that is around us, and that is very, very thrilling. As we have a conversation right now, it feels like we are nearby each other and have this resonance with each other, and that is nice. So that is what you can do. Leave the past and the future and open your eyes and focus your attention to the now. And that's how you leave your head. Or come out of your head. I'm wondering if there is no I reference. How do I choose a profession with a lasting sense of fulfillment? Well, Isabella, I'm guessing you are on the autistic spectrum, because I wrote a book about lack of eye reference with people with autism. And actually, this is comparing apples with pears. Pears. So the thing is, what we aim for is finding a profession that is an extension of ourselves. A profession in which we can express who we truly are. And what we do like, because what we like is something that we are built for and came here for. So I actually don't really understand why you think that the lack of an eye reference point keeps you from finding a profession. Or is it just because of the choice? You don't have to choose, okay. Let me explain you this. Maybe this angle will help you. Choosing isn't something that we do. A choice isn't made by the eye. A choice is something that we feel the moment when everything is aligned. When our head, our hands and our heart is aligned and our consciousness is aware of it. And when our consciousness is aware of the alignment of those three, it feels like a choice. So the moment we think we choose, the choice has already been made. Ooh, and this is a brain killer. So you don't have to worry about a lack of eye reference point. Just follow your joy, your gut feeling, and enjoy the direct experience of unfolding something that wants to be experienced, and the moment the choice has been made. It is not that difficult. Is it a futile exercise to be searching within for that life's purpose? Feeling neurotypical people describe? Well, yes and no. Everything that we search for, that we strive to towards, is something that is a longing inside of us, projecting in something that we think will give us that. A lot of people have good intuition, more than we think actually. So when your intuition says, there is some longing inside of me that want to find my purpose, actually for me that is a signal that you have something special to do. I also was searching for my purpose because I knew I had a purpose. And that was, my life is all about this purpose. But searching it in your head is, it is not wrong because it keeps you busy. But when you get stuck in searching in the head, you overlook it in your direct experience of the world. Because when you only search in your head, do you ever take action? That's the question. We want to use our head, our body, our feelings and our consciousness equally. And a lot of people search too much in their head, are always busy, 80% busy with their heads. Body gets, well, almost near exercise. Feelings are ignored. Consciousness is asleep. It's all about head, head, head. That will never fulfill us. The head is meant to be of service to the whole. And the force the whole. They want to be aligned and equally all 25% used. So look inside and be honest. If we divided the all four parts of the human, the mind, the body, the feeling and our consciousness, what is it that you use most and what is it that is less used? What needs your attention? What needs development? Well, if I would guess, it would be our feelings. So that's what I'm here for. I don't see any more questions. Thanks so much for your questions. Again, when you want to attend live next time, it's the 1st of the month. Next month is September, every 1st of the month at 3 p.m. 0 time zone. And I will see you there. And when you want more guidance, you can visit my website, emotioncodex.com, and maybe you're interested then in the Emotion Mastery program. I wish you all a very nice day or evening, depending on where you are, and love to see you next time. Bye bye. End stream.